Say
It
with
was caps. It was like caps, and then it was the team model, and then it was we were the first agents with websites, individual websites. So it kind of went to
yeah,
tech,
100%. Yeah,
all
100%.
these different waves. So this
Yeah,
is just another wave.
exactly. So, all right. Well, I was waiting to make sure I had most of you on the call today because I want to be able to share uh, some stats from our well, at least from our Slack numbers to see who was leading the way because that's always so exciting. I've been sending out some text messages. If you haven't gotten one from me yet, you'll be getting one. Marietta's got a smile on her face because I think she just got her text message. So I'll be sending those out to everybody just to tell you congratulations and great job. Chris was texting me back. He said, "Yeah, we made a profit too," and I think that's awesome. But just as a reminder for everybody, if you did not, please be sure that you go back and listen to the MREA podcast that Jason did, because we're going to make AI a really important initiative, I should say, in our region moving forward. And we have a very special guest speaker that I will be sharing with you in a few minutes, who's kind of ahead of the curve on that, along with me. And I'm excited to see all of you at Mega Camp next week, so that'll be exciting. And so just let me share with you a couple of things, and then we will get started with our guest today. So hold on here. I wanted to make sure I had, as many of you on the call as I could before I shared some of this information. Gosh, I got all this stuff I got to get out of there. Okay. First of all, as a reminder, we always share with you the latest MREA podcast. And it was interesting today. We had Ogla talking about, well, it was Ogla, but then on the growth call today, Kelly Cody and the others were talking about, if you do nothing else, make sure you're sending out these MREA podcasts to all of your external agents and internal as well. But make sure you're getting them to your external agents. One was really great. This was all about realtor safety and your own safety. Actually, it was just, wherever you're parking, getting in and out of your car, when you're getting gas. There was a lot of different things that he was talking about aside from realtor safety. But, all of these things can be great components to whatever you're sharing with your people. I don't know why that just changed. It says generating an overview. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, we actually put these in command for you, so you can add them to a smart plan. But just as a reminder, this is where you just scan to listen to the podcast, and this is scan just to have the one pager. So everything is already done for you, already ready to send out to your internal and external agents. So a reminder of that. And then I wanted to also let you know that you can repost these. We have Ken Posick from our Claremont Market Center. He's right here in Orlando. And then we also have Tom Nicoli. He's in our Orlando Central Market Center. So congratulations to those two market centers. They're going to be speakers actually at Mega Camp. So you want to make sure that you're letting everybody know about that. So those are another couple of good posts for you. And then finally, but not least, I should say, last but not least, this isn't last, I wanted to congratulate those team leaders that are top 5 and our others that grossed 5 or more. So congratulations to Liliana, Orlando Lake Nona Market Center, with our #1 market center with gross 15. Right behind her was Lisa Hill in Orlando Central, and right behind Lisa was Jamie in Sarasota Metro. So good job, everybody. Right behind Jamie, is so close, was Bo. He's out there in New Tampa. Sarasota Lakewood Ranch, Rebecca, good job. Chelsea out there in South Shore or Apollo Beach area. So good job there. And then of course we have Ryan in St. Petersburg, Dallas in Tampa Central, Orange Park. There you go, Marietta. Look at there, gross 7. You're in the top agents, top team leaders that we're grossing. Tallahassee for gross 7. Jax Mandarin, we have Susan, gross 7. Lakeland, Damien, gross 5. There you go. St. John, Suzanne, we have gross 6. Orlando Southwest, we have gross 6. Sean, and then Winter Haven, Wayne, he is gross 6. Jax Beach, Joy, Joe is grows 6. Waterford, we have grows 5, Matt, and then we have Greater Manatee. We have Michael at grows 5, and then Ocala, we have grows 5, Tim, some of our newer team leaders. And then Omar, our newest team leader, along with Dayton, they're kind of like switching over on the roles right now. We have grows 5, and Brandon Ronnie grows 5. So I just wanted to congratulate all of you that were grows 5. By the way, that was 21 market centers. 21 market centers were 5 or greater. Now, I also want to acknowledge that Lake Nona was net 4, Orlando Central was net 3, Sarasota Metro net 4, Lakewood Ranch. In fact, I think Rebecca, you lead the way. There you go. Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota Lakewood Ranch led the way with gross net 5. Lake Nona 4, Sarasota Metro 4, Orlando Waterford 4, Orlando Central 3, South Shore 3, Orange Park 3, and Lakeland 3. So good job, everybody. And then over here, I just wanted to acknowledge, was something else? I think I got it all. So I just wanted to say a big congratulations. So we acknowledge anybody that's gross 5 or gross net 3 or more. Really, really great job. So proud of you. We'll have your final numbers on our State of the Region call coming up, but I didn't want you to miss where we stood for the month. So good job, everybody. Now, I want to make sure that we have enough time for our speaker because we have some really great opportunities for you. You know, I've been speaking to you about how important your social media posts are, your Instagram, and more importantly, AI, how important AI is. And getting our word out, showing what Keller Williams is all about, our value, who we are, what we are, and the success of not only you, but your agent success as well. So I subscribe to Jessica and Rich's series, and I happened to be on it last week, and they just happened to be talking about AI, which is part of their program. And I said, oh my gosh, this is so great because no matter what you're doing, this is a great component. The program they offer is a great component to anything that you're doing. In addition to, she's just going to kind of give you guys some, spend about 30 minutes and kind of share some ideas with you. So my favorite, Jessica Fox, my favorite, is going to be talking to you for probably about the next 20, 30 minutes and kind of give you some updates into AI, social media, help you with your recruiting, and take it away, Jessica.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for the warm welcome to my fellow Florida peeps.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know me, I was team leader in KW Clearwater for about 10 years. And before that, up in the cold Wisconsin weather, I pretty much opened all the offices up in Wisconsin. And, you know, there were only so many offices you could open up there. So the warm weather coaxed me down here. And now I'm a full-time coach. And I have a couple different products. One of them is my Recruiting Collective, which is a monthly subscription. And basically what we do is with our members is we do master classes and we create content for you to use in your recruiting. And we give you intel like I'm going to give you today. So everything I'm prepared today, Ashley will get in an email after this. So you'll get everything I share with you today. And yet, for any of you that like this, if you could use this, if this is a gap in your recruiting toolkit, join us. We'd love to have you. You get a 30-day free trial, and you can just go to myrecruitingcollective.com if you want to know more. And happy to answer any questions for anybody. But it's just another way for me to work with team leaders around the globe that I may not be coaching. And Rich the same. He was my original coach. So today we're going to talk about recruiting and developing recruiting scripts, dialogues, talk tracks, whatever you want to call them, through using AI. And specifically, we're going to talk about ChatGPT today. And I'm going to share with you a model that really is easy to follow. And I'm going to recommend you all buy this book. It's like $11 on Amazon. And I actually have the link. Let me share it to you. Gary Keller brought this to our attention. And he is 100% correct that this is the best usable workbook on AI. And it's specifically geared for realtors. And it shows during the entire transaction, usable scenarios of how you would actually use ChatGPT and written prompts for you to follow as a template with bullet points noted at the bottom of additional information that you need to give to your ChatGPT to give you a really good result. So this is like the best book I've seen on AI to make it understandable, usable, and 100% around real estate. So I'm gonna recommend y'all get it. And I actually bought the Sales Pro version because I liked the language of sales that they use in this. So I'm using both of these, and I burned through this entire book in about an hour and a half. It is so good. So if you're a 0 on a scale of 1 to 10 with your confidence around AI, ChatGPT, anything, this will bring you to a 5. So, and what I love about it as a team leader, you can role model this at a team meeting, ALC meeting, in a video, whatever that is, specifically following these examples, which are useful to your agents. So, for example, create a comprehensive market analysis for a seller, and it gives you step-by-step how to do that, how to handle objections. So again, can't give enough props to this author, Julie Holmes, and how usable this book is. So I actually bought a bunch of them just to give them to our ALC because I thought they were that good. So not that I'm going to get any benefit from you buying this. However, in the book, there's a great model to follow to write effective prompts when you're trying to recruit with ChatGPT. So we're going to go through that today. And yet, before I get into this, I'm just curious, how are you guys using it now? Anyone want to share anything they're doing to use ChatGPT? Anyone have anything they're willing to share?
I'll do it. So,
Yeah.
hey, Jessica, happy to see you.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. So I use ChatGPT every day. Some of the things that I show my agents to do is to how to create it into your own personal assistant, so it can get an understanding of how your business operates and what that looks like. You can also help it to scale your goals. You can also help it. It can also help you come up with your advertising in regards to video. I utilize it coming up with prompts and coming up with subjects for videos. It's a great tool. I use it all the time, so I highly recommend it.
And I think sometimes when you hear this, it's like overwhelming to like, you can use it for this. It's like almost like having like a mini assistant with a really high IQ that's read all the books in the universe, just giving you a peek at maybe a blind spot that you might have. So I love that. And Mike, you're so progressive with your tech skills. And so obviously you're going to be an early adopter, and yet just think how you could bring so many of your agents with you, right? The other early adopters will follow you. So I love that. Just showing how you're doing it. So smart. T.O., how are you using it?
Hey, Jessica, good to see you. Florida just took over this market center a couple of weeks ago up from the core up in New York.
Yeah, I saw the move. Very exciting. I saw it on social media.
So what I've been doing, and I started it up there, is I went on either Broken Metrics, now I'm using Corded, and I copy and paste their production and their numbers, and I put it on I download it to a PDF. I upload the PDF into ChatGPT, and I say, you're a top maps coach, an expert in real estate, act as a TL and help this agent achieve, and whatever it is that based on the conversation. So I just had a meeting with a capper today where when I spoke to him, he wants to go to a very high level of production, but he needs systems and models. So I asked it to reference the MREA, even asking him to reference specific conversations and specific models. And then I included social media and AI, and it came out with a comprehensive strategy for 2026, detailing it to where they should be each quarter, how the calendar should be, different social media platforms and calendars. And I went down with it one by one. We're meeting again on Friday, so he can do the next Monday, so he can do the tech version, so he can see our tech and how it applies. But it allows me to set these 20-30 minute appointments with market shares. Hey, if I can show you how to triple your business in 2026, I'm just going to go over the PDF and I'll share it with you. And it opens up the door.
Couple of things I want to note that you did really well there. You developed its persona. You told it what you wanted it to become. And For those of you that may not realize this, when you go into chat, when you're using your GPT, you can train it. So let me just show you my screen for a second. I've had mine read all kinds of good things. The MREA manuals, like you should see all the actual files I've read, I've given it, scripts, all kinds of different models. I've had it read Recruiting by the Book with Shift, you know, so I have fed my GPT to have all that knowledge. And when you listen to what T.O. said, he developed a great persona, he gave great instruction. Okay, we had one more hand. Who was that?
That was Suzanne.
Okay, Suzanne. How are you using it?
So how are ya? I was
Great.
just gonna say the same thing. So the ChatGPT gets to know your personality. And so I fed it a lot of Keller Williams books and models and systems. So when I have Jen with the agents on Wednesdays and they come to me and they say, I don't know what to say to people. I don't know. Well, here. And then we just say, give me a script for, give me a text for, give me an email for, even smart plans. So we use it for smart plans. We use it for just lead generating scripts, text.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you feed
But
it.
take your smart shelf and give it to your GPT to learn.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Right?
Yep.
Isn't that amazing? Because, you know, you think about it, when you come to this company, Georgia, one of the challenges is getting to know the Keller version, right? The Keller,
Right.
you know, so I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So before I dive into some real basics or some things I'm just going to give you that are results or ways you can use this and to dive into this formula, I just wanted you guys to know a few more things about your GPTs. There are GPTs in the GPT store. So when you go here where it says GPTs on the side, you can go find a recruiter. And I'm using the #1 recruiter GPT. So I'm using this GPT specifically when I'm building projects. So I just did a project, which I'm going to give you in just a few minutes, where I gave a very specific prompt following this model I'm going to share with you. And it gave me killer video scripts. So, so today I want to just give you a little insight of things that you can do, and you're going to leave with all these prompts I'm sharing with you. So you're going to get them all in an email, so you don't have to take screenshots or anything. And yet this is all about recruiting. Okay. So when you look at this book, why Gary recommended we all read it and why I loved it so much is it gives you a model to follow to write the best prompts I've ever had, and the prompt equals the result. So if you write kind of a vague, boring prompt, you're not going to get much. But if you write a prompt that features this model or follows kind of this model, the quality result of what you get, especially when you fed your GPT more information around your role, it's amazing what kicks out. So I'm going to teach you this model real quick. It's in this book. We're going to go through it, and all the prompts I give you follow this model. And since I started using this, which was only about a week ago, I've had way more impact in results with what I'm creating in terms of video content and scripts, that kind of thing. So any questions before I start, or any other comments?
Can you tell me that other book you were using, the one you said there's another one?
So one is for sales pros. I just love the language, and it follows the language of real estate and sales really well. And I feel like this one's more recruity, where this is more like, how is my agent going to use this?
Got it.
Okay, so I got both. And there's some really good stuff in this one too. So I'm, you know, for the $11 or whatever, it was totally worth it. Great question. Okay, so diving into it, the model that I'm going to quick go through with you is the word prepared. So if we break it down, whenever you want to accomplish something, follow this model. First thing is, the first P is persona. Who are you, or who is your GPT in this scenario? And how would you describe their style? So because we're just talking recruiting here, we're going to just talk recruiting. So this isn't like an agent. This is you, the recruiting team leader. So you may also want to include in this your recruiting style. So that would be letter P. And when we had T.O. on, T.O., you gave a great example, like I made my, GPT this persona. So P is the first letter in prepared, it's persona. So you're clearly identifying what that persona is. The R is request. What do you want the AI to generate? Are you looking for a cold outreach script, a discovery call script, a video script, a follow-up email, or something else, like a video that's 30 seconds long? Be very specific in what you want to request. Any questions so far on this? It's pretty straightforward, but if I do, please come off mute so I can't necessarily see you. E is explain. What's the context or background of who you're targeting? Are they new to the business? Are they a mid-level agent or one of the top agents? What challenges or goals do they usually have that they want to talk about? What would be a topic that would be something they might be interested in? It could be AI.
Hey, hold on 1 second. They put them on mute.
Oh,
That's okay. That's
okay. I think I have got someone in the background.
You're good. I think she muted herself.
Okay, cool. So it's PRE, explain. Now the second P is, how do you usually structure your conversation or outreach? Do you want to have leading questions, offer something of value? So again, it's prepared. So that's the second P. Moving on from there, maybe 1 second here. Oops, went the wrong way. Aim, what specific outcome are you trying to achieve with this? So is the goal to set a meeting, plant a seed, invite them to an event or training? What are you trying to do as your outcome? R is what restrictions, what do you want the AI to avoid? Do you want them to stay away from being scripty or too salesy, or talk about legal issues, or talk about commission? Tell them what to avoid. Give examples so that they know specifically, are there any lines, angles, or hooks you've used before that have worked well? What have agents responded to in the past? And then the D is what is discussed. Would you like to help improve? What would you like to do to improve the structure, tone of this actual conversation? So it's prepared. I know it's kind of dorky, but it really works when you ask yourself those questions and you just type in the answer. So here are some strong recruiting appointment questions. Your goal is to get some strong questions, not just the basic needs analysis, something more specific.
Powerful. Yeah.
This is the persona you might adopt. This is the request you may have. This is the process, aim. So we've actually written these out with an example. So you could literally just copy and paste this into ChatGPT and you'll end up getting 7 really great results. So I'm going to double dog dare you guys to try all this. So that's tactic number 1. Tactic number 2 is for your PC coach. We want to give something for everyone. So the persona is you're a collaborative real estate coach focused on mentoring new agents who want structure, support, and modern lead generation tools. You're passionate about helping agents shorten the learning curve with tech, community, and hands-on guidance. Create 8 rapport building and needs assessment questions for your first conversation. Again, we're going in and explaining in greater detail what we want. We're telling them about the process, aim, and restrictions, what to avoid, giving an example and discussion. So again, give that to your PC and see what happens. And then for those of you that are doing video, here's a great prompt for a 30, 60, 90-second video, 3 different videos. I did this earlier, so I'm going to screen share and show you the outcome. I put that prompt in, and seconds later, that's the prompt. I got a really great 30-second video script inviting to a training. It has a hook in the first 5 seconds. It's got my talking points and my call to action all within the first 30 seconds, which is really critical. Then there's a version at 60 seconds. And then one with a little bit more talking points for a 90-second. And that literally happened in me just following basically the persona model. So I'm gonna take a break there and see if anyone has any questions. Anyone?
So many.
Go ahead.
I said there's so many because it's just limitless what we can do.
Right. So, here's the thing is if we have a community and we stay focused on recruiting, because we can all make ourselves Barbie doll and G.I. Joe dolls too, I mean, some of these, it's fun. You can use AI in a lot of fun ways, but then it can become a bunny trail too. And yet, if we keep our recruiting blinders on, just think of how more effective you guys can be, how much time you can save. Think about it. Marietta, it's good to see you, hon.
Yes, coach. Quick question, because I have been using it and helping agents with their goals. I also put in my goals, what I wanted to hit by the end of the year, and said, make me a plan to get there. For the recruiting GPT, is that solely for the recruiting conversations or also for goals for us and
So GPTs that are in the store are specialists.
okay.
So if I am creating recruiting content, I'm going to use the recruiter GPT. If I'm going to put a financial plan together, I'm going to put like an accountant GPT on that. Got it? So
Got it.
food for thought. And it's really important, and I've yet to do this, so I'm being totally transparent. I'm not perfect in any way of this. I'm running at this with you guys, but highly recommend you take the time to introduce yourself to your GPT. So remember, you're building your own GPT when you're feeding your pro account, and spend the $20 to have a pro account, seriously. You're creating yourself, your own assistant in a way, and yet you can go use little specialists at the GPT store for whatever you need. And yet I'm certain they're going to be monetizing that sometime soon. It might be free today, but I'm sure that they're going to be monetizing that. So I'm actually trying to build my own recruiting GPT, because I'm like, who better than me? Like, I've been doing this forever. So I'm building a really little nerdy GPT, but I have a different account for my just basic usership to goof around and play around. So I literally have 2 pro accounts because I'm building a GPT. And
Follow-up question.
yeah, what's that?
And did you feed the MREA in PDF to it, or did it know and just say, read the PRA? I mean,
Well, I didn't have the
you're feeding.
MREA book in PDF, but I had the MREA operations manual and stuff. I'm going to show you guys where I got all this.
Got it, because that's what I didn't understand. How do I feed it all that stuff?
Yeah, if someone knows how to get it to read a book, please come off mute. Tell us how. But if you log in, and just to remind you all what you have here, if you log in.
There's one
And
thing while you're doing that, Jessica, I want to remind everybody, because some people are taking the KPA and putting it into ChatGPT, and it's coming out with all of these suggestions. I think all of this is great, but at the same time, it's not meant for you to bypass how to do your own economic model, or your own 30, 30, 40, or your own ballot verification of it. I'm a little concerned that some of you might be bypassing some of that and just using it, because, if you listen to the podcast by this Greg guy that Jason talked to, he said, it's kind of like riding a tandem bike. You're the visionary, you're the leader, you know where you're going, you're pedaling the fastest, you're changing the direction. You got to think of the ChatGPT as kind of like your component, your mentor. He said it's kind of like your thought partner, your coach, and your mentor.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
it can only be as good. And that's why I love what you're talking about.
It's only as good as your prompt, to be honest with
Exactly.
you.
I was going to say, it's only as good as your prompt. And if you don't know MREA well, if you don't know career visioning well, if you don't know 30, 30, 40 and all the other things well.
Yeah, you need to know it so you can even know to ask about it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So when you look at the team leader curriculum, those are the type of manuals that you've gone to Market Center Skills Camp, I'd probably do that. I was showing MREA Operations Manual. These classes with managing the MREA team, like these kind of classes are really good to feed it. But if all I did was go to Connect and hit browse all, you've got lots you can feed it. But are you trying to create a recruiter or a productivity coach? Be mindful, whatever you're feeding it is who you're creating. So if you go and upload every class, Ignite and all that, you're not creating a recruiter, you're creating a trainer, right? So what do you have in your computer from the classes you've taken that are skills-based for your role? That's the stuff I teach it, and the models that we work around. But that's how I would handle that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, business
Yeah, I
planning
just
could be a
wanted
good
to
one
know
for
if we
MREA.
could put in the MREA, and it was just to make sure that what it was gonna spit out is tied into the MREA, if that makes sense. That's why I was going
Yeah.
that thinking pattern.
Yeah, so just think, you know, for this Chat GPT, how is this like the most amazing executive assistant for me? And what books have they already read? What classes have they already gone to me with me? You know, like think of it that way. You know, because truth is the model that they teach here is really great. The prepared framework is really going to help you write a really good prompt, right? And the model that they say in this book is real similar to what Georgia, you said. It's 20, 60, 20. 20%, you need to give a lot of effort to do a kick butt prompt. That's your 20%. For them to do 60% of the work, for you to do the finishing touches at the end. You know, read it, clean it up, change it up a little. You're not just going to let it go. You're going to look at it, but you've done much less of the work. And maybe that could even be 10%, 80%, 10% for those of us that really dial this in. And most people are saving their most effective prompts. Okay, makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, I've got a couple of hands up. I got Natasha, Andrew, and then Rebecca. Natasha? Oh, you're on mute.
So my question was, when you're trying to train it, I've heard a couple of different people give their suggestions as to what information you should train, like, you know, nothing as banal as, okay, my favorite color, but what are your suggestions in terms of what we should be feeding into it to train it on us? Or are there any particular suggestions that you have?
You could upload your own KPA. I would do that. Just tell it about your personal goals. And yet the KPA is pretty darn accurate. So if you feel like your KPA nailed you, I'd probably upload that. I think don't overthink about training it. Just get into a process of using it first.
Right.
Because those are like advanced things to think about, you know. Yes, you can get it super dialed in to know you and predict you and get to be like you. But this is your partner. So it's more about having an administrative assistant that maybe is not your mini me, but someone that kind of gets the gist of you and understands, you know, your job and your role and the goal, you know. So I think it's more important that way than worrying about too much on the training it aspect of things.
Right. Well, I mean, for my role as marketing director, I've been using it a lot for social media captions, things of that nature that are highly effective, and I can determine whether I want them warm and inviting or professional or bold.
Yes, it's exactly how you will use it. A recruiter would do it differently. A productivity coach would do it differently because we'd have different things we're trying to accomplish. So I guess to kind of a long answer would be teach it what you wish it already knew.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, here's the thing is let's keep a community going here where we can share our wins and, you know, encourage each other because this is all new to us. Andrew?
I was gonna go back to where you're asking about reading the book. Just upload the picture of the cover. Just upload a picture of the cover of the book that you want it to read.
Oh, and that's how it reads it?
It will, and then you can ask it to do page numbers, like I did with the MREA. I have cheat sheets for Shift MREA.
Doesn't that blow your mind, you guys? Who else has got mind blown?
So yeah,
Hey, thank you, Andrew. I learned
You're
so.
welcome.
How does it know how to get the book?
I just downloaded the picture off the internet, put it in there, and just upload the picture. and ask it to read the book and give me page numbers and cliff notes or however you want to do it.
Well, there you go, you guys. I'm gonna put the picture of this book in your computer and do what you wish. Oh my God, thank you, Andrew. See, every day I get my mind blown by this. Anybody else? Seriously. Well, thank you for sharing that. That just solved that question. Okay, Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Great.
So this is what happens with me, and I don't know about you guys, but like every time we go to do something that Georgia puts on, just like Mike Forza a few weeks ago, we learned so much stuff. And then you go back and you go, oh my gosh, I want to implement it. And then of course, you get busy doing something else. What I want to be able to do, and I guess it should be able, is to give it the manual that we did with Mike Forza and say, turn this into a one-pager or turn this into an accountability sheet for my leadership meeting or something like that, so that we don't lose sight of the things that we're learning.
Yeah.
Do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Try
It's like,
that?
that's a really smart idea to keep it up to par with you.
So,
And you could even go as far as loading your GPS and say, how does this change my GPS and my priorities? Right?
Good.
Now, I just put the book, and for those of you that don't like waiting, in the chat. It's loading now, so you guys all have this. I would say for action, and I'm gonna finish with a little bit more that I have on this to share with you, but figure out how each member of your team gets to use it to make something easier, to get them all out of their comfort zone into action, right? Because it's just about us just starting, not being perfect about it, but just trying it, right? I'm encouraging everyone here that hasn't really dove in this, try one of these things today. And then as a leader, maybe help figure out what that might be for your productivity coach, your agent services, your MCA. Because as soon as you use this, it's kind of fun. And then you're like, oh, what else can it do? It's not daunting, right? Sometimes it's just moving forward. And yet everything you give it, Rebecca, every time you invest in a class in your time, that's an excellent idea. Feed it that knowledge, and then it'll be up to speed and most aware of what you're thinking about at the same time. That's really smart. Love it.
Love it.
Okay, Wayne, what do you got? What's your question? I love all these questions, you guys. You guys are the best.
Yeah, we're using it and piloting it a lot with our teams too. We're uploading the team Rainmakers KPA and DISC, and then the subjects KPA and DISC, and then referencing the MREA, Phil Jones's book, and say, hey, what's the best communication style for these two people? Will they be able to work together? What's the hot spots? And it's really in depth with what conversations to stay away from. And if you have to have them, here's a great reference on how.
And you can send them to Fierce Conversations for that meeting, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
We got something for everybody here.
Right. And then I put a board of directors together with all the bigwigs, Jay, Gary, Jason, Tony Robbins, Phil Jones. And I ask it questions like, here's my dilemma, can you guys take a look at this and tell me
Okay,
what
so
it
who
is?
thinks Wayne has got it going on? I do. Wayne, you should be making a video about what you're doing because people are going to follow you. That's how you hit gross 10, not 8, right? Get people to follow you. You are leading the pack. Use fear. Don't get left behind with AI, right? We show every day and every week, do a demo to your agents on how to use it in their business in a different way. And you guys are the lid to everybody. Lift the lids of those around you by encouraging them, by you yourself doing it. And you're already crushing it. You're way ahead of me, right? So Wayne, my question to you would be, how are you capturing video of you guys in action, leading with AI to get recruits?
Well, actually, I haven't yet because we've been piloting this program, because every time we do it, we find another way and a different view. So I'm using it also to coach the top 20. So they're participating with me because now they're engaging with the idea of, hey, I've got this outside recruit. I'm going to get a KPA, put my KPA in, can tell me what it looks like from a conversation standpoint. How do I approach them? All that. So now they're engaged with it as well. I think that we got real heavy into leaning on it and using it like an assistant, or
Yeah.
just asking it basic questions instead of using it like if we had the opportunity to walk in the room with Gary for a minute and say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? And reframing the way we input the information to it. So the prompts are great, but I think also you can build your own personality and your own bond with it to so you don't sound fake or feel fake when you're doing because a lot of the information you get back out, there's some folks that just can't handle if you give them a knife, they might cut themselves. You know what I mean? If you're not careful.
Well, and you
with
can
the information.
redirect. You can redirect, or you can always start a new conversation if you guys are off track. If your GPT's gone off and left field and it sounds cheesy, salesy, pushy, you say, this sounds cheesy. Then text it, give me 5 more options, and it will. So I love that. But here's the point, Wayne. I want you to know that you have a strong understanding of this compared to most. For any of you that are like that, for the gentleman that knew that you can read books by showing pictures, you guys know more than most. How are you displaying this knowledge? How are you sharing this knowledge visibly to attract? People will follow you when you lead like that. So just think about that, you know? That's cool. You guys are doing great things. So that would be the question I'd ask myself is, instead of just using AI and doing all this stuff, stop for a moment. What's my intention? How do I build a plan that I can execute that's going to bring me in gross 10, not gross 8, right? By just showing off what we know, by raising the lid of knowledge of those around us and having people follow us because of it. And who leaves an office that's leading? Nobody. Why would you leave the winning office, right? If you're a dominant winning office, no one's going to leave you. So
Jessica, what I'm hearing is he's got these masterminds going on with these agents. Do a short snippet or video of that, or a compilation.
Yeah, record it on Zoom and drop it into Opus Clips, and it becomes shorts, and then you got everything you need done.
And then they're going to go, oh my God, what are they doing over at that office? That's the genius behind everything that we're doing. Like, we do so many great things, but we just never tell anybody about it. Chris Coleman has had his hand up.
Okay, Chris, you're next.
And then you can switch to Andrew.
I apologize if it's overly basic. Tell me how you picture this in a market center. We were pulling the trigger on the ChatGPT account, and then we saw that 2 could have access. But as you're trying to build these roles or this persona, would you recommend separate accounts for each person? What's your vision there?
I don't think so. I don't think it's really that complex. I think when you're trying to recruit with it, you should use the Recruiter GPT. That's so good already. But if I was going to be the MCA and use it, I probably wouldn't use the Recruiter GPT. I would just use a different GPT. So I don't know. I don't think it's that complex. There's also the free version for someone that's going to probably not use it as much. They might just use the free version. You may just have a paid version for the recruiting GPT. That's probably how we're handling it at Clearwater. We're not gonna all have different GPT pro accounts. Just financially, it doesn't make sense. And yet this is I think everyone needs at least one pro account, because then you have all the bells and whistles, and the bells and whistles are immense compared to not having them. But I think it's just really that simple. And yet all of your admin and support staff probably just use a regular free account just to be using it for the more generic things.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm sure they're going to change the GPT account so that you can have multiple and all these different little avatars and all kinds of stuff coming soon. So I think you just start using it. It's just like anything. Don't try to be perfect. Just go. Just try, have some fun, get everyone around you to do something with it so that they don't feel left behind or that they are struggling to understand it. We're all learning together, right? And just think how much time you guys can save. And then little rock stars will pop up in front of you guys, not only in your sales force, but in your leadership team, that are just more comfortable using those types of tools. Great, but don't leave anyone behind, right? Let everyone use it in one way, one capacity in their role to save them time, and they won't be, right? Love it. Okay, Andrew, back to you, the man that knows more than I do. So tell me what you know. Share more.
I was going to tell you that you can also do, like, we get the one pager for the podcast. you can take the link for that podcast and actually drop the link and it'll listen to the podcast and give you whatever you tell it you want out of that podcast, it'll give it to you that way too. Just the link, you don't have to drop anything else.
Very smart, very cool. Well, you know, just think about just even market data for your agents to have confidence to talk about the market. One of the things we do every month is we do pull a nice little snapshot of the market. But what if you could teach your agents the prompt to use or build to drop that in to have talking points about the market they feel comfortable talking about?
That's what I did this morning. I put the market update that they do, Keller Williams, on the podcast. I put that in there and then went to Aura and grabbed the Monday morning quarterback data and then told it to give me for the zip codes that I wanted specific, to give me the market update for those specific zip codes, and it spit it all out. And I actually have that scheduled to go out later this afternoon.
Very cool. So here's the thing, I'm going to encourage all of you, share like this, you know, share like I'm doing this and this. And if you get like a good result, share the prompt, right? You guys have a way of communicating amongst yourselves. Challenge each other to get a little uncomfortable. I've got a couple more I want to share with you with the time I still have. And one is beyond the video. One thing I want to share with this prompt that's important that I added is when you read this prompt, you'll see that I have specific things like include a powerful opening hook that grabs attention in the first 5 seconds. You know, call to action within the first 15 seconds. I wrote that in my prompts because I discovered when I looked at what I had been putting out on social media, my call to action was like 38 seconds in the video or 42 seconds in. And when I cross-referenced my actual video success or how long videos of mine are watched, which you can get that from your channel. I'm just going to show you my channel real quick and how you find that. On your channel, when you go into your manage membership, sorry, let me shut that off so we don't have to listen to that. When you go into your channel and look at your analytics, you'll see how you're doing. Like in the last 28 days, I've had 31 hours of my video watched. I mean, is that insane? But if you look how short the average view duration is. 10 seconds, 21 seconds, 28, 30, 12 minutes, 40, 57. So do you see how important it is to have that hook and call to action like right away? Right? So since I made that one change in my prompting, always to include that statement, I'm actually getting leads. I'm getting leads from social media. First time ever in years and years and years of being recruiting. So that's a forever prompt change for me. Simple, right? So again, this isn't rocket science, it's just us learning from each other. And yet that's just something I figured out. Okay. Beyond that, there is a really great objection handler prompt, a rebuttal to I'm happy with my brokerage, or I'm happy with my broker, or I don't, want to move. So here's a great one. And then last but not least, I just wanted to remind you of these upcoming demo days. So kind of like what we're covering today, Tuesday, the 26th of August, I'm going to do a little bit more about ChatGPT than what we covered today, but some of what we covered today. And then I'm doing the same with Opus Clips and then ManyChat and Cognito Forms 3 consecutive Tuesdays in a row. This is included for all of our My Recruiting Collective members. So if you're not a member, just do the 30-day free trial if you want to go to all those classes and you just want to see what it's all about. But these are the types of things we do for those members. And I just wanted to do it for free today. So again, the PDF is in the chat and you'll get all of this afterwards.
Tell them what you do in My Recruiting Collective, because it's only $99 a month.
Yep.
Okay.
So
you get all of that other stuff complimentary.
Yep. So we have our own private little page here where we share intel. We share our classes. Those are my dogs. If you want to see what my dogs look like, we just have a little conversation here. We have free classes. We charge everybody else, but you guys are free forever. And we give little strategies and videos. So this was a video that I shared that I used to recruit. I got 4 recruiting appointments. I've already had 2 of those appointments. You can see my call to action.
Has one of the.
So we're really doing a couple different things. We've got the Facebook page where we're constantly sharing stuff. Every Tuesday, we have a huddle where you can jump on with Rich Rector and I and ask us for any help on anything. And we always have something to share. We also give you recruiting pieces that you can use that are branded to you throughout the month. And we give you little neat little classes and books like this. So it's kind of all included for $99. And every month, Rich and I are putting our recruiting heads together to say, what do we need to do next? Now, AI is a constant thread in our conversation because it needs to be. And yet you'll see, if you look in June and in May, you'll see that we were winning a lot by implementing what Gabby Maddox is doing in KW West Atlanta with her social media and her video lead generation. So we really dove into that topic very specifically. So we're always trying to be cutting edge for you and be a partner for you. And it's only $99 a month. So keep it
It's a
cheap.
great component to, no matter what coach they have, it's
Yeah.
a great component to their current, whatever you guys are doing.
We want to be your unfair advantage. And we love recruiting. It's our jam. So it's 100% recruiting. It's nothing more. It's not how to be a team leader. It's recruiting. And when we do have a recording of a class or a strategy or a tactic, we provide that to you. It's in a library that you have access to forever. So when you hire leaders to your team and you need them to know how to do these things, you're going to have access to those videos to pass along to them so that they can implement. So many of you have implementers, VAs, your leadership team, whoever that is. It's meant to be shared with them. Cool.
Awesome. You are
Join
the
us.
best. You
We'd
are the
love to have
best.
you. Hey, you know what? We have fun recruiting. I love recruiting. And there's so many ways to be successful, but you have to implement. So I'm trying to take all the excuses out in this because you really just have to go and use it. No excuses.
No excuse. That's why I'm trying to get everybody to listen to that podcast because that will open up their mind as to where it's going. Now, Ogla had a question. I see several recruit GPTs. Can you please share the specific one to use?
Yeah. So the one that I
Actually, I got it. Thank you, Liliana. She texted it to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
it's the one, Ogla, I don't know if it's the best one because it had the most downloads, so that's the one I chose. That was as scientific as my choice got. So, and yet, can you
Thank you.
imagine even a year from now what that store is going to look like? With specific GPTs. Now, to blow your mind, because this stuff just keeps blowing mine. Alicia Shepard out of our commercial division of Keller Williams, she's a MAPS coach, shared with me that one of her clients has a GPT that has been trained with a human voice to answer their phones. It's their receptionist.
Wow.
And they answer in multiple languages. They speak multiple languages and they work 24 hours a day for a global company and it's free. Doesn't that blow your mind, you guys?
Yeah, it really does.
It really does. So just think of a GPT as your sidekick to show you maybe blind spots, give you fresh ideas, help you be more effective with your language. That's it. But you still need to start it with killer prompts. So this model is a great one to just use to really prompt effectively to get the output you're looking for. And then you still need to do the finishing touches.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
right,
If I can be
this is
helpful in any way, I'm like a human billboard.
There you go. There she is. There's her information. There's her email. Just scan that little QR code. You guys,
Yeah,
become a
here.
member. First of all, the first month's free. There's no subscription, like you don't have to sign up forever, but you'll want to be part of it forever. And because Jessica and Rich are always changing to what's new and innovative, and
We're always catching the wave.
yeah, that's right. You're always catching the wave. And then then I plug in there once in a while. And I listen to your stuff, I see your stuff, but then I will get on there once in a while and then listen to it and stuff. And I always highly respect Jessica. She always does a great job. So
Here's the thing, it's great to catch the wave, but we gotta implement, right?
right.
So every one of these things, there's implementation and recorded instructions. So if you need to hand it over to your implementer, just know they can watch the video as well. So our goal is actually to hand it over to you so that you don't even have to explain it. You just have to give it to the person that's gonna implement. And then if they have questions, they can come to us. Okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thank you for the time. I
Jessica.
hope you
Don't go
guys
away,
get-
everybody. Thank you, Jessica.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. So wasn't that awesome? So seriously,
That's
I mean,
amazing.
That
I
was
know,
amazing.
it's very cost effective to have a little bit of different perspective on things and whatever. So I would highly encourage you guys to take advantage of that. And then you know, just a reminder, you know, we have in your smart plans, we have the chew, you have your the lead, which we provided to you as well. That's not it. That's not in a smart plan, but you also have your MREA. And then don't forget we've got Ashley. Can you tell us what classes are coming up in September? Well, September 12th, for all of you that are in my team leader class, we're going to be doing I'm going to be using you as the ALC. So we're actually going to be doing an official like ALC meeting, because I want all of you to really understand how to lead an effective ALC meeting at the high level. So you'll all be the ALC. So I'll give you information to bring, or I'll have some you know, information, some role play information that you're going to be. So you're going to see how to do an official ALC, plus some other things that I want to cover with you. That's on September the 12th.
And we have our luxury on October 7th, and I'm getting the details from Brady today, Georgia, but we sent out a save the date to leadership,
right.
And then also to the luxury members.
Right.
And we actually have a call tomorrow. I didn't talk to you, Georgia. We have a call with Carlos tomorrow to talk about the class we have coming up with Jason in December,
Right.
what that's going to look like. So that's going to be really exciting too.
And then Team One. Do you want to tell them about Team One?
Yep, we have that coming up. That's going to be in Tampa at the Stetson Center, and that is September 19th. And we're getting all the flyers and everything out to you guys today. I just approved everything with Delia, so you guys can start promoting that and getting your agents there. It's only going to be $99. Great opportunity. We had it in Orlando in May, and it was a really great turnout, and we had a lot of demand for it. So we're going to get that information. We'll get a video from Jean, get that sent out to you, all that stuff. But you guys can start promoting it now and getting those registrations in.
Yeah, guys, please take advantage of these things. I mean, there's nobody better to come and listen to Jean Rivers about Team One. And get that information out to recruits. If you want a special price for recruits and you help us fill the room, we'll work with you on some special pricing for that. Okay.
100%.
So just let us know. And then I think I'm teaching AI. I think I'm teaching CV in November.
Yep.
And we got business planning clinic in November as well, right?
November 14th. And,
right. So, what was the date for Team One? September 19th, and that's in Tampa.
Yep.
Okay.
You'll get an email today, guys.
All right. Here's the other thing I'm going to do, and you're going to be getting a Google Sheet tomorrow, because here's what I recognize: we are way behind. Let me just show you one thing, because I really want us to work together to make this year to come out at the end of this year. It would be amazing if we could get to net zero. Yay, that would be an amazing. So here's where can everybody see that, Ashley? Yes. So our monthly goal is 353. Okay. And our monthly net goal, by the way, these are not mine, these are yours, is 123. Okay. We've yet to hit that. We are like, I don't know, negative 200 and some odd. I don't have the number in front of me right now for the entire year. So what I want to do is I'm going to ask you all to do two things. I'm going to send you a sheet at the beginning of the month. So that's going to come out this afternoon or tomorrow. And I want to know, what is your gross goal? What is your net goal? Okay. And what is your appointment goal? And so you're going to have a chance at the beginning of the month to know how many you have in your pipeline, how many, appointments you're going to make, and, all of your numbers. And then I'm going to ask for the OP to tell me how many indie appointments they're going to have this month. And I said OP. It can be OP and team leader. I'm really proud of some of you because I'm working with several market centers. I don't want to say who they are because I don't want to say anything out of context, but you're already working, and we've got a big one coming up, hopefully, that's going to be 30 or 40 agents, and that's going to make a big impact to a market center in our region. And so all of you can do this. And I know that we have some market centers that have already accomplished it. Lake Nona's accomplished it. And I know they're working on more. Ogles, Orlando South has accomplished it already. So there's plenty of indies out there that need us. And they don't even know anything about this ChatGPT stuff or AI or whatever. So you're going to be getting that form. I want that, please, filled out. So then we have actual goals that we're going to hit, in the month of, what is this month? August. Okay. Then if any of you did not quite make the gross 5, then I'm going to ask you to please come to our class that we have, because maybe there's some help that you need. And I'm seeing some of the minutes from the ALC, and there's definitely some opportunity there that we may need some help with providing a whole lot of value to get the right people. I think this is a great timing to do this because we have our ALC clinic coming up, October 22nd? So on our next call we're not going to have a call next Monday, right, Ashley?
Yes,
because we're at Mega Camp. But on our following one, we have to start preparing to get your members to your ALC, because that's in October. We need to start aligning who your people are going to be, so you can start at the end of August and September. Get your invitations out so your new ALC comes, not your old ALC, your new ALC. I want to remind you guys, your existing ALC disbands. In other words, it's no longer in existence at the end of December. Just because they're on the ALC this year does not mean they're on the ALC next year. Okay. It's your chance to get your new ALC members. And I really want a different new mindset as to how we're moving forward with the ALC for next year. So we're going to talk about that on our next call. So love you guys. Thanks for everything you're doing. I know you're working hard out there. Let's catch this wave of AI and be different than anybody else. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at Mega Camp. If you see me, please stop by. If you got recruits coming, you want me to do something, please be sure that you let me know, and I'm happy to do as much as I can to provide value there. All right. Have a great week. I'll see you at Mega Camp, and then I'll see you on the call in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.